Dead by Daylight. Through the many years of Dead by Daylight, people have had a lot of comments on what makes a killer and survivor good or bad. From people expressing their dislike to stereotypes on their favorite characters, to people blatantly showing they do not like this character. Today, I want to dive deeper into this and talk about my opinions on all of this. And also put out what I think makes a survivor and killer good or bad. For the first part of this video, I've collected a few comments off of TikTok. Bear in mind, none of these are my opinions. These are just people's opinions that I collected. Now, for the first comment, it said, I'm scared to play Liam because some people hate on Liam in DBD so much. This valid reason. I have seen so much hate towards Liam in the community, and I think it's only starting to die down now, I don't know. But the hate on a character does not need to be this wild. I found another one where it was like, I personally don't like the stereotype of Sables. I played a one recently who gave us enough time to finish a lost gen. The stereotype on Sable has to be one of the worst, I think, in DBD history, all because it's a golf character that people like to play. Though, even when all the FNAF fans came into the game, they didn't get as much hate as Sable mains. And Sable mains, sometimes they aren't even that bad. I mean, I've seen a comment where it was like, not all Sables, but always off Sable. What's that supposed to mean? And then, I found another comment which explained it to me. Before Sable, it was Michaela. Before Michaela, it was Nia. Before Nia, it was Meg. That really does explain it. Throughout the years of Dead by Daylight, there's always been one hated character. One that the entire fandom, well, most of the fandom, has agreed to hate on. But was it ever truly supposed to be that character? Was it ever supposed to always be that character? I just have a feeling it's not just the character. It could also be the person playing them. This next segment of the video will be about my opinions on what makes a survivor and killer good or bad. The first thing I have on my list is, for a good survivor, they always go for the save. You have to at least try and save the person who's on hook. Or if you, I can respect if you already see someone going for the hook. But if no one's going for them, you go for it. Be that person's savior. Don't just leave them hanging there. After that, I've always got those gems. It's the main part of the game. I understand if you're more of a looper, but if you're not leaving the killer, do a gen. If you're not being chased by the killer, do a gen. Just try and get the gens done. There's only 5 in a normal match, and 8 in a 2v8 match. It's only a 3 gen difference. I then have isn't toxic. Everyone knows what that means. They don't teabag. Teabagging a killer is probably an awful game, or just an awful set of games, isn't gonna help them. So, you not doing that is kind of like an honor thing. It's nice. It's letting them a bit of respect left for them. And even dropping your item is fine. Healing. Oh. You need to make sure you're healing your fellow survivors, because if you're not, you're letting them die. If that killer comes back over to them, they are one-shot. They are dead. They are done. It's worse when they're on second hook, because they're gone forever. You made your team from 4 to 3. For bad survivors, I now have doesn't do gens. Again, main part of the game, not doing that is stupid. Never going for saves. Again, stupid. You are killing your main helper. They will help you escape. Just save them. Hiding and locker the entire game. Unless you have a perk that stuns the killer, do not hide in a locker the entire game. There's a reason Behavior have added the crows. Because there have been so many situations where people have just camped in lockers. I then have isn't doing anything, toxic, and teabagging. All three of those fit under the same category. Just have a little respect for a killer. Unless that killer is genuinely an awful, player who tunnels. Let them have a little bit of respect. You don't even have to let them win. You just have to be nice. It is now time for the killers. So, for good killer, I have isn't toxic. Obviously, I'll dive more into this on the bad side of the killer, but for now, let's go back into it. Plays the game normally. Again, not toxic. It makes more sense. Doesn't tunnel or camp. Why is it so normalized to tunnel and camp? And for a few people, I must add, I guess, bringing Lightborn, Noed, Bloodwarden, stuff like that. I personally don't agree with it, but I've heard a lot of people say if people don't bring that, they're pretty much a good killer. I don't think a perk really changes how a game plays. Because it's a waste of a slot. And I don't get why survivors get mad when people bring it. It's benefiting you if they bring it. It means I'm wasting a slot which could have been used for an aura reading perk. A perk that makes them faster. But for killer, I've got toxic. Again, this leans in a bit more with plays the game normally. Playing the game not normally is very toxic. Tunneling, camping. Acting like they have a personality. But just as Celestian's about to pop. Slugging. Bringing toxic perks. Again, I've added this because people think this is what makes a bad killer. Although, I have added to my notes, and I've said, to help tunnel. Stuff like that is toxic perks. I don't see a single perk, such as Lightborn, Noed, or Bloodwater, that toxic. It's just one perk slot. But if it's a whole build based around one thing, then that's toxic. That's all I have right now for Killer and Survivor. But let me know in the comments below whether you agree with mine or any other people's opinions in this video. In no way was this video meant to attack anyone who plays Sable, Leon, or any other Survivor played or Killer in this instance. This was just to bring light to all the stuff that's been going on in the DVD community, and honestly, to just show what I think.
I hope you enjoyed this video and have a good night or day. But for now, goodbye.